Good evening, love, and good evening, light. And it's evening here, wherever and whenever you are. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Wendy, if you're new to the channel. And my husband Dave is sitting here next to me. And actually, we're getting ready to have dinner. We've got dinner in the oven. And I just felt like doing an impromptu video. It's been a really busy day. And so yeah, it was impromptu. We got our groovy lights on here, so I was kind of laughing because I told Dave, I said, looks like looks like we have halos. So so yeah, how you guys doing today?
Freezing cold out here.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay, the very first card, I swear to God, that just flipped over was spring. Spring. Now, if you're in the northern hemisphere, well, the days are getting longer, so there is hope. Spring's not too far around the corner. So we were just talking about bunny rabbits too. So if you're new to the channel, one of the things, including light languages and all the other things that bring me joy, one of them is also oracle messages. And I was sitting here thinking about how interesting it is how the messages come through in the cards. And it just, when Dave said that about being cold, see your seeds grow. And that's funny because I've been thinking about what seeds I wanted to plant in the spring, but this is also metaphorically too. See your seeds grow. And I feel like whatever that you've been working on in these cold days, these cold months, maybe if it's summer for you, where you are in the southern hemisphere, see your seeds grow. No matter where you are, whatever the seeds that you're planting right now, and of course this is also metaphoric seeds, of course, whatever nudges you're getting, projects you may be thinking about, I've been doing the same thing, so this is also for me, feeling like the spring, that these things that you've been wondering about, working on, passionate about, spring in that time period. So for us, that would be, of course, as the warm weather, and springing forward, of course, too. And one of the cards that I just got done looking at in one of the decks said move forward, and then I flipped it over. So moving forward, springing ahead, and seeing the seeds of your creativity blossoming in the blossoming in the spring. Sorry,
I just picked hickory seeds.
That's, you know what? I was going to show everybody, actually. So yes, Dave, we have a lot of hickory trees around, and Dave was picking up hickory nuts, and I was going to try making hickory milk. So maybe that's some kind of a synchronicity for some of you. So yeah, we've got a big bowl of hickory nuts. So that is really interesting too. Yeah, could you see them? Here, closer. In case you've never seen hickory nuts, maybe. So seeds, growing, trees, hickory. Maybe that means something to some of you. These are very strong.
And these might not be, we don't have to talk about that now, but.
Right. Yeah, we don't. So hopefully they're viable seeds that we can make milk out of if it's the right tree. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. So there you go. You're being asked to expand your horizons, that you have vast vistas. And I'm being reminded of something that I kind of heard in my head. You don't have to leave. You don't have to go anywhere to meditate. But when you meditate, you can go to faraway places. And you don't need to go to faraway places to meditate. But you can go to faraway places while you meditate. So that reminded me of that sometimes expanding our horizons might mean spending more time in nature. Maybe it's more, maybe it's that you're going to devote yourself to more time, even just 15 minutes a day, spending time in the quiet, and seeing what vast vistas come to you. So it's not always about leaving anywhere or going anywhere. I have found that the most magical experiences I've ever had literally have been sitting still. So there is something to be said for that as well. However, if you're also being guided, and maybe you're being guided to go someplace and in the spring, or maybe you're planning something in the spring and you're planning on expanding your horizons, that's a part of seeing your seeds come to fruition. So I've got a couple of decks here, a couple of different ones here. Oops. And this is, let's see, make sure I got the right one here. That was the Sacred Traveler. And this one is the Angels and Ancestors card. That was from the Angels and Ancestors. And this is from Earth Magic. Hold the space. I know I'm looking down at this card, and I guess I'm going to have to show it. The Druid, hold the space. So maybe part of your expanding your horizons is holding space for something, or maybe you're thinking about moving and doing something more spiritual. Maybe you haven't been holding the space for yourself for that meditation. You're being asked by the Druid spirit, hold the space. What space do you need to hold for yourself to spring forward into action, to see the new vistas by holding space for yourself and perhaps for others? I've actually been talking to Dave about that a lot lately too, about how can we hold space, how can I hold space and do more of the things that I love in a more physical way, you know, and to be able to meet more and more of you. And so we've been talking about that. So that's another message for me as well. And part of the, if you're new to light language, part of what comes through in the light languages are like confirmations from our spirit guides, but they're in a language of spirit that moves through us and through our heart space in a different way than words and language and letters, and even cards. And Dave pulled, well, this, ooh, that gave me a chill. Dave pulled Vigilance, the stone people. So we see the stones and mountains, we see them as vigilant. They're always standing vigilant. And the stone people speak volumes in their silence. I've always, from the time I first heard about the stone speakers, and not surprisingly through a Bashar event channeled by Daryl Inca, and the first time I heard him talk about the stone speakers, something gripped inside of me that knew, because I don't know why, maybe a reverence. I felt like, oh, I was connected to that idea. I've always collected stones as a kid and had the little stone tumbler. I think Dave did too. You know, rocks and gems and minerals. We had a wonderful museum in Chicago where we lived, and it's still there, the Museum of Science and Industry. And
I bet you had a pet rock.
I did. And how many of us collect? We have crystals all around us. We are stone speakers. Each and every one of us already understand how to speak to the stones. And the stone people remind us of even the silence and the information we receive through the stones and the silence. And again, thinking about the crystals, I was looking at my crystal today, that I've shown several times, and to remind ourselves that we are the masters of our own illusion. We are the masters of our own story. We are the teachers of the teachers. I love this apple. My mom, who has since transitioned, gave this to me, and I absolutely treasure this. And she didn't even realize what it really meant to me and to all of us about being the teachers of the teachers. And I've been thinking a lot about that with our extraterrestrial friends and coming to Earth and us being the teachers, and the things that we think a lot about, the things that our star families can teach us, but what we also want to realize is how much we can teach them and how much we are teaching them. And the more and more time we spend creating these sacred spaces for ourselves, holding the space, being more in nature, that we can communicate with these beings in new and more conscious ways. And we're surrounded by mountains, and there's something about how we can sit in the silence of the mountains around us and be in complete reverence of just holding that space around us. And I'm reminded to remind all of us that when we are in the vibration of our sacred space, we can't imagine the size of our light and our aura and how it extends across our neighborhoods and the places that we go, our villages, our communities, where we play, where we shop, where we interact with people, even if you're not speaking, even in silence. You are almost creating a space for themselves to recognize this vibration that maybe they don't even know what hit them. And I'm not even sure where they want to go, where they're going with this, but I don't know, it was just there. That's how the spirits speak to us. So I wanted to keep this brief, and our dinner bell is going to be going off here pretty soon. So I was looking to see if there was any other things that were jumping out at me right at the moment. And I'm always looking around, and I keep thinking it's not right here where I am. And okay, so a message from our spirit guides, our animal spirit guides. And so we do, first off, we have, remember the rabbit, so we've got the rabbit spirit. Maybe that's something that is part of something you might want to look into, is why is the rabbit appearing in your life today, and what does it mean to you, and what is seeing the seeds that you've been planting grow.
It's sort of funny.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, it's a wondrous universe. Merlin. We
were just
discussing
Merlin.
Walking Beauty. So
doing some
Merlin magic. So yes, and we've shared the link before. A friend of ours, Ismail, does a light language activation gathering webinar every week, and he does one in English and one in Spanish on different days. And today the theme was about magic, and it was about Merlin and all of the ideas of witches and warlocks and things that are associated with magic, but the image of Merlin was there all day. So very interesting to remind ourselves that this is a wondrous universe, but you're the one creating it. You're the wonder. You're the wonder of your universe. Walk in your beauty. I really like that card. I think that maybe that was it. That was a good one. Well, oh yes, okay. Spirit animal. Okay, they're calling me. Excellent.
Synchronistically, of course.
And the full moon.
We sort of found out about the hickory nuts, which are Cherokee related.
It's a Cherokee Indian related image, or excuse me, drink. I'm looking at an image. Sorry.
So that was sort of an ancestral drink that they had made, and of course, you know, walking the beauty way.
Yes, walking the way of beauty, the Dene, and that's also, well, that's Navajo, of course, also, but that's funny because I was actually going to. This is the first deck I have ever purchased, and the Native Spirit deck. And I'm gonna let Dave pull something out of there really quick because that was the first deck I was actually going to read from tonight, and so that's funny because yes, we were in the midst of watching about how to make the hickory nut milk, and learned that it's a Cherokee tradition, and so perhaps that's something that maybe when we have hickory nuts everywhere, so I don't even need to plant the trees. They come up all by themselves all over the place. So this is interesting. The rattlesnake card came up. The experience that you're presently going through, experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. And the sign of the snake is the sign of all wisdom. You are stepping into your purpose as a healer. Whatever that is and whatever that means to you. Maybe it's a healer for yourself. Maybe it's a healer for your community. And again, maybe you've been working on something and thinking about doing something and you're wanting to implement it. You have everything you need. You have that within you. And I always forget the name of that, the medicine with the two serpents around it, because it's a symbol for literally healer, doing no harm. I always forget the name of that staff. You know what I mean? Ooh, I like this one. Excellent. So, last card of the evening from the Native Spirit deck.
Staff of Asclepius, or the Cardaceus.
Oh, that's what it's called? See, I didn't even know that.
Ancient Greek god of healing. Asclepius. Asleep.
Did you just say asleep?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Asclepius.
Asclepius? Anyway, that's funny because he pulled the Dreamweaver card. So.
Cardaceus.
Cardaceus. Okay. One of the things that's so magical about all of this information and these readings, and even the sacred circuits that come through, the galactic codes, the symbols that I write, all of them activate our ability to become more conscious dreamers, to understand that we're the one weaving this reality. We're the ones creating it. When we go into our sleep state, we're actually connecting back into the spirit that we already are all the time. We're just not conscious of it when we wake up in the morning and have this dream. So everything that we discuss, tomorrow, all the information and energy that comes through us comes through the information. These are your guides speaking to you. This is I'm your higher mind. I am just your higher mind, sending you a message from you to you. So whether you're in the waking dream or the sleeping dream, we are the dream weavers, and we are the ones that we're always, always, always connected to our spirit self, always. And when we're in our dream state, we get to interact. And Dave and I, our dreams these last few weeks have been ever since I think we did the Council of Nine, which we're going to be expanding on more on our Open Contact TV YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that, we kind of concentrate a little bit more on that idea. But ever since we did that Council of Nine, our dreams have been more, I don't want to say maybe more active. We're remembering more of them. We're feeling more of them. I'm seeing more visions. So as I'm being told, as we interact and bring these messages through to each other, we're remembering how we're already interacting as spirits together all the time. And we just get to do it in a a more fun and playful way, by doing these things. And so it's a joy to us to bring this energy and information to all of you. And it's, of course, always a joy to hear from you about how, do any of this, do you experience synchronicities with these? If so, what was it? We're always excited to hear, where maybe some of these messages have taken you. And thank you to all of you who have recently subscribed and offered some comments. It's such a joy to hear from you, and it's also as a joy meeting you. So yes, remember, it's always both ways. And so thank you for being teachers to the teachers, wherever and however you are. And of course, in all of this, we're always teachers, we're always students together on the sacred journey together, and all of the ways that we're guided to share and be in our joy are ways that we remember how magical and exciting we actually are, and how powerful we are. So, anything else you'd like to add to that today? Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks for watching. If this message was for you, let us know.
Mwah.
Let us know in the comments.
Bye, everybody. Yeah, to me spiace, Kisa.